I'm continuing here about how I am changing the world through Desteni I process and using the Desteni tools. When you start applying the Desteni tools in your life, I want to give a little bit of a disclaimer here. At first, it's a little bit awkward and uncomfortable because all of a sudden you've happened upon this information that is opening up your eyes to see how you have in fact limited yourself and enslaved, like a prisoner, enslaved yourself to basically thoughts and reactions and emotions and feelings and habits, patterns. This stuff is all accepted as just normal. But through investigating the material, you start to question that. Is this really normal? Is this the way I'm supposed to be? Is out of control of who I am in moments and unable to speak when I want to speak and unable to discipline myself when I want to discipline myself? This is the type of stuff you start questioning, and then through investigating and applying the material, you're given a process which you can individualize to your own self, your own life, your own nature, your own who you are, so that you can break down all of these walls and barriers. So why is this a little bit awkward and uncomfortable at first? Is because you've been this person, this type of person with this specific expression your whole life. Everybody around you knows you as this way. You know, so-and-so is shy in these situations, so-and-so gets angry at these things. You know, your parents, your friends, they all know you to be a certain way. And when you start pushing through the change, it's not this graceful process of beauty and, you know, this flowing, comfortable thing. It's hard at first to start challenging this stuff in yourself. And especially when you're generally not going to get much support from those around you when they don't know what's going on. And some things you can't even explain. You're living it. You're just experiencing it yourself for the first time. You may not even have the vocabulary or the complete understanding to be able to express to those in your world what you're going through. And it disrupts then other people's realities and perceptions of you and therefore themselves when you start to change. Also, what I noticed when I first started applying the tools and making videos is like every word that I wanted to speak was like this labor of trying to push it out, because I was, for the first time, speaking from a different place, a different self. Still me, but it's changing. And my words, the way I speak, it didn't flow because it was completely new. It was like walking into a new uncharted territory, a new land where you're feeling your way around, you're looking for what are the elements I should look out for, you're watching every step because it's unfamiliar. And that's not an easy thing to walk through when everybody in your world is kind of... I mean, there are those people in your world that will support you, and for them you should be eternally grateful. More commonly, the people in your world are going to challenge you, and they're going to be upset. Making this vulnerable and new experience for yourself even more difficult. But at the same time, they're also a gift, because if you're challenged in your most vulnerable moment, and you can stand up from that, then imagine who you can be in moments when you have developed the confidence and the self-trust and the self-understanding. Imagine the power that you will have, the force that you will become when you can stand up in any and all moments. From having learned through difficulty, through struggle, through challenge, through breaking down those walls of beliefs that you held that were telling you it wasn't possible and you can't do that. So that's just a bit about why when you apply the Desteni tools, it's difficult at first. It's awkward and uncomfortable. And you're not going to get always a great reception. But in that way, you are shaking up your reality, and you're shaking it up for everybody in there. Some people will be inspired by you and also push themselves to start challenging themselves. I have been, over the years, so fortunate and grateful to see that friends and family who have supported me and also started looking at their own lives. I mean, this process isn't just about you. It's not just about me. It's about standing as an example for those in your world of what we can do and what we can create. And when you challenge these things in yourself, and then you start to see other people being inspired and challenging it in themselves, and then all of a sudden they're inspiring you and you're learning from them, you with a certain humility and humbleness of standing as an example is a responsibility. It's not being a savior. It's not being a superhero. It is a humbling process where others are not below you. They're not above you. They are your equals, and you can equally learn from them as they can learn from you. So in this way, you're being like an agitator cell type thing where, if your reality is an organism, you are one of those cells that is changing to make it healthy, make it better, because you are purifying yourself as that cell of all the emotional, energetic, self-limiting matter or energy that is in you. You're purifying these so that you can be that example of what we can do and be together. Alright, I'll continue in my next video.